Okay, so we're gonna solve a proportion. So the proportion is 6 over 30 equals 16 over x. So in order to solve this equation, you are going to cross multiply. So we're gonna have 30 times 16 and then 6 times x. So to make it even easier, we're gonna do 6 times x first, which would be equal to 6x, and then you wanna set that, you wanna bring this equal sign down, so you're gonna say is equal to 16 times 30, and 16 times 30 is 480. So you're gonna have 480 right over here, and in order to get x by itself, you're going to divide this by 6, and you're gonna do the same to the other side because you have to keep it even. And you're gonna have 6 right there. And then you bring this x down right here. So this is gonna end up being 6. It's going to end up being x equals, then you do 480 divided by 6. So we're gonna have x equals 80. And that is how you solve this proportion.
Alright, so an advertisement that claims 7 out of every 10 dogs surveyed preferred Purina Pro Plan dog food to the leading brand. If 130 dogs in the survey preferred Purina Pro Plan, how many dogs participated in the survey? And round to the nearest dog. Okay, so we got 7 out of every 10 dogs equals 130 dogs surveyed, so that's x. And so we want to solve for x. So what we're going to do is cross multiply. That's x, but whatever. So you'll get 7x equals 1300. And then we'll divide by 7. So you get 7x equals 1300. And then to isolate the x, we'll divide by 7 both sides. And then we get x equals, just got a trusty calculator right here. It's like 185.71. So rounding to the nearest dog, you get x equals 186. So once again, we got, so rounding to the nearest dog, since it's 0.71, that the 10th here is bigger than 5, so we round it up to 186 because that's the nearest dog. Bam. Okay, so when I went to the dogs, I got 185.71. Bam, so rounding to the nearest dog, I made one error, okay? You gotta, your x is roughly a little squiggly equal sign, okay? 186.
Problem number 3, setting up a multi-step equation. Start off on the left side, f10 plus 2 times x, and that is equivalent to negative 15 minus 3x. To solve this equation, we're first going to you have to isolate the x, so we're going to initialize that step by adding 15 to both sides. So plus, sorry, not plus 20, plus 15, plus 15, and plus 15. Since it's a negative, you're going to add. That's 25 plus 2x equals negative 3x. I'm going to, since this is positive, I'm going to subtract 2x from here and subtract 2x from here. So now we're left with 25 equals negative minus a negative. It's going to be negative 5x. And then we can simply divide both sides by negative 5. Divided by negative 5, divided by negative 5, that isolates the x. We're left with x equals negative 5. That's your answer. So for problem number 4, it's a word problem again. The word problem is Sam purchased 4 road bikes for $3,678. If he were to purchase 5 more road bikes, what would be the total amount of money Sam spends? Round to the nearest whole number. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to add the total number of bikes. So you have 4 bikes plus 5 bikes. That's 9 bikes total. Then you're going to set up a proportion. You have 4 divided by, this is the initial purchase, 3,678. That's equivalent to 9 over x. It's the total number of bikes over x. Get this out of the way. Then do the same thing. It's cross multiplication. The multiply here, so we have 4x equals, calculator around here. Yeah. 3,678 times 3,678 is 33,102. So it was 33,102. And then we simply divide both sides by 4. Divide by 4. Also, divide by 4. X equals whatever 33,102 divided by 4 equals 8,275. 275.5, you'll round that. And in this case, yeah, 275, so you round it off, 8,276. This is a 0.5, so you're rounding up. That's x equals. So that's the total purchase price of all 9 bikes. So I too made a mistake on the problem concerning bicycles. After I divide 33,102 by 4, I'm left with x equals 8,275.5. 275.5. I'm going to round that up to the nearest dollar. So I'm left with x equals. Percent equals, it's approximately equal to, since I'm rounding, 8,276. 8,276.
8x plus 12 is less than 2x plus 3. So we're going to solve this inequality. And the first thing we're going to do is the distributive property. So 8x plus 12 is less than 2x plus 6. And then we need to isolate the x, and we can do this by subtracting 2x from both sides. And this will cancel out, so it will leave you with 6x plus 12 is less than 6. And then you need to get this 12 over to this side, so you do that by subtracting 12. This will cancel out, and that will leave you with 6x less than negative 6. So you divide each side by 6. And you get x is less than negative 1. And that is your final answer.
Alright, so we're doing problem 6, solving a multi-step equation, and it's 28 minus 4x equals 7 plus 3x. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is isolate the x. So we're going to add 4x to both sides. And bam, those will cancel out, and then you'll get left with 28 equals 7 plus 7x. And then so we're gonna, to further isolate the x, we're gonna subtract 7 from both sides and get 21 equals 7x. And then we will divide by 7 both sides, and you'll get 3 equals x. And then some people like to look at it as x equals this number, so we'll just switch them. And since this is a positive 3, keep that in mind, so you'll just get x equals 3.